This is a video of how to show you how to measure using a little bit of a hack and how to lay your new vinyl flooring for your caravan. So this is what we started with, and this is what it looks like with the vinyl done. So hopefully you really enjoy this video, and if you do end up liking it, please subscribe. Alright, so we're going to be doing the vinyl flooring today. So I have just done a bit of a map out of the floor plan. I haven't done the step yet because that part we are going to do a little bit of the vinyl as well, and then we're going to do a little bit of a marine ply carpet that we have left over from the new roof topper. So I'm not sure if this is the easiest way to do it, but it's how I'm going to. So I've literally just stuck together old newspapers and brochures and cardboard just to make a floor plan of where we are wanting the new vinyl to go. So basically, once I fold this all up into pieces, I'm then going to put it on our driveway and put the actual vinyl that we are putting in the van underneath, so that we have like a bit of a sort of guideline of where to cut. I'm going to cut it a fraction bigger just in case, like just any room for error. And then we just have to tweak a couple of final touches inside here with the Stanley knife when we're actually putting it in. So get the template that you've just made and carry that out into a large area. We just did this on our driveway. Sit it over the top of your vinyl roll. Now the one we are putting in is a wood look, so you need to be very careful that when you're laying this template out that it is going to be nice and squared with the way that the wood panels run. Otherwise, when you do cut this and bring it into the caravan, it's going to be completely crooked and it is going to look terrible. So we actually just popped some sticky tape on just to make sure it was kind of in a good area and it wasn't going to move. Now get a really long level and a pencil and mark around the outside of this template so you know where to cut. We did a little bit further than the actual line, so you had a bit of room for error when this got brought into the caravan. When you are trimming, you should be able to kind of adjust here or there, give or take, just so that you're not cutting too small of an area. Now the next step is obviously to cut this out from the vinyl. Now a lot of people do use a Stanley knife, but we really found actually some really good quality sharp scissors actually worked really, really well. Alright, so the cutout is all done. We ended up measuring, how much should we do? 2 centimeters further than the line, or? Roughly about 2 centimeters extra past the line that we drew around the floor plan. So we'll just have to neaten the rest when we actually put it in and use the scissors or the Stanley knife to get it perfect. So the way we secure our vinyl down is with this double-sided tape just from Bunnings, and also skirting. So we previously removed all the old plastic trim for the skirting around the base of the caravan. We removed all of that so it was a clean surface to apply the vinyl straight over the top of, and we are then going to also add our own skirting over the top, which will be glued in, and then also some small nails into the flooring as well, so that way we know our vinyl will not bubble or move at all. Now, before you've even brought the caravan vinyl into the caravan, make sure everything gets a really good clean over. You do not want any residue being underneath the vinyl because you will feel that with your feet, and it could also puncture a hole through the vinyl. So then place the vinyl down and get it into a rough position of exactly where you want. We did actually find these little longer pieces towards the end, and we eventually did roll them up because it was much easier than trying to maneuver things down the other end, which is where we were starting. It was getting caught on the walls. So as long as you know you have got it in a rough position, this will not impact anything when you're actually doing it. It just made it a little bit easier for us to be able to maneuver and make sure that the vinyl wasn't getting caught around those walls and potentially sort of tearing or ripping it all. Now this next bit is where you have to have patience, because it is going to be the most time-consuming part of the actual renovation. Now where our fridge is here, we are not going to be putting skirting board over the top. So it has to be quite literally perfect in where the line joins with where the fridge ends. The only thing that will be sealing this off will be the double-sided tape underneath, and also a line of black silicone just to blend the fridge in with where the vinyl is. So here you'll be able to see that I'm using a bit of a flat blade just to try and push the cut areas to get them underneath the tiniest little gap that we have underneath our fridge. So I used both the Stanley knife and also the scissors. I found the Stanley knife was great for certain sections, but you still really needed the scissors to kind of get those really small slither bits as well. Do it obviously ever is easier for you, but I definitely find having both of these at hand is much easier. But I'm not going to show you the whole entire part of the van because it is going to take too long. But this part definitely did take us an hour or two to really get to absolute perfection. And each part, do a bit of a section and then walk back, have a look around the rest of the van, make sure that nothing has moved too much, because you'd rather do this before you get to the very end and realize that something's been crooked, and then unfortunately the wood is going to be completely out of level. So as I said, make sure you stop every now and then. You may even have to get up on the bed or a couple of different areas to not be standing on the vinyl, and push it to one side. Make sure that there's no bubbles and smooth everything out before you move further down into the caravan. So after that, the next step is going to be skirting. If you do want to see the full renovation to this part, please watch our playlist on YouTube under Caravan Renovations. It goes into a little bit more detail. This is just going to be a quick inversion. So I measured out the skirting boards. I already pre-painted them as well. We applied some glue to the baseline. I then put the wood over the top and pushed down firmly. I then used a little bit of a wet wipe just to clean any of the excess residue that came out from the top or the bottom of the wood as well, just so that didn't actually mark the vinyl. We then also used a nail gun to nail these down. Obviously, make sure you do measure your nails to make sure these are not going to go too far down into the flooring. And also, please make sure you check for pipes and electrical, anything underneath before you're doing any nailing, to make sure you do not go into the wrong spot. Then we just fill the nail holes, let that dry, give it a little bit of a sand, and paint over with the same paint that we did the trims with at the beginning for a really nice sleek finish. This is how the vinyl actually looks on our front entrance step. So make sure you go back to the old caravan renovation playlist on YouTube. You'll see these pictures, which is what we started our caravan with. We removed the lounge and did an ensuite over the wheel arch. So now we have some vinyl in that area as well. And this is the largest shot of how the vinyl now looks in the caravan. So a lot more modern. So make sure you keep watching our YouTube channel, because we also will be putting up our exterior renovation of our caravan as well. Hope you enjoyed this video.